please click on the like button, thumbs up, click on subscribed, click on the bell to get notified. I'm trying to grow this channel and make it a big and beautiful channel, so anything you could do would really help and would mean the world to me. Okay, I decided I gotta continue this video. Putting my glasses on. So, here's a little bit of a list of characters. You got Fred Hill, who's a neighbor who was arrested for running a meth house, who kind of pointed his finger at Patton Simpson, who is deceased, who is cousin of Andy Bernard, another neighbor. So Fred said he saw Andy on Ben Hill Road around 3:30 that day. Andy said he was at work and on camera and got off at 6. Now, Fred said he was loading a truck to take it to the scrapyard, but didn't go because he didn't have it loaded in time because the scrapper stops taking things at 4 p.m. So he said he went to the store, I think it was, at 4:30, and said he saw Andy at Zoomer's at 5:30. He said Andy was on camera at Fields Road. Now, Laura said she and Andy went to the scrapper. I'm not sure if she meant, if I wrote that down and meant Fred. But anyway, so it seems like Fred might not be confused on days. Like, he swears it's on that day. But Laura says, no, we went to the scrapper, so it may have been a different day. Andy Bernard, neighbor, who sold weed, maybe. And maybe that was the text that said, it's done. His wife, I think, is Jody Sue. She's the one that heard the scream. And it was about an hour before Summer goes missing. And she said, described it as like a shrill scream, and she thinks it might have been Summer. Now, could that have also been somebody yelling for Summer to find her because they realized she was missing? And supposedly Jody and Andy had been texting all the way up till about 6:09. Andrew Wiltz is another character. He did an interview with Hunter. He's Hunter's bio dad. Also friends with Jose. Hunter's mom, Allie, has said, this is all alleged, this is all hearsay, said that Candace did meth and she drank every day at about 5:30 and she smoked pot. I think we can pretty much say that. There's been enough people corroborate that's probably true. She says Hunter was on the driver's side, Summer in the middle, leaning against the milk. She asked if she gave Summer a hug, and Candace was like, no, and the windows were up. I don't know. Okay. So Grannis, via Allie, said that Grannis was supposed to adopt Summer because Candace only wanted boys, but Don was like, oh, I want a girl. I think we may know why Candace didn't want to have a girl. We'll find out in here in just a second. So, Allie says that Candace picked Hunter up around 10:30. And that's what Hunter said too. And dropped him off at 2:30. Hunter's also said that as well. Because he had like a parole meeting or something he had a meeting for. And she said also that there was that couch that was always in front of the door, because the door was always shut and locked. So no one knows if it was locked or always unlocked. Allie and her mom said Hunter wasn't acting right when he got home, and she said that he admitted to having the twisted tea. Allie's mom said that Candace and Don had given Summer alcohol before. There's a guy named Sean Williams that says Summer was sold to buy drugs. That may sound crazy, but it's not. Now, Sean Williams has like a thumb drive, I guess it is, something with child porn on it, and at least 2 instances where Sean's the perpetrator. So not great guys. And I don't know if you want to trust most of these people because they're not great guys. But Mary Hartman, which is Don's stepsister, and Jeannie, also Don's stepsister, have accused Don of essaying them. Jeannie from the age of 5 till she was 12. She was 5, and Mary was 13 the first time she got essayed by Don. And when Jeannie was 5, Dawn was like 12 or 13. And it went on for years. So Dawn was, I think, like 19. Had about a 7-year age difference. Wow. So, and then there's a girl named Trish and a girl named Rhonda that have accused him. I think like 5 or 7 victims have come forward. There's more. At least 3 are family members. Okay? On a phone call, so Mary was being all slick, trying to like, hey, just so you know, Jeannie's gonna try to say you diddled her. And so she was trying to get him to talk and recording the phone call. And he says, when she's saying that like people are gonna try to get these charges on you, he's sitting there and he's like, well, I don't know who would do that. I mean, he knows, well, I know one might, Jeannie might, but I've apologized to her. So he admits it, but he doesn't think he's done anything wrong, because he'll go on to say, that, well, she just won't take any whatever for what she's done. She won't take any blame for what she's done. She was 5. Saying that like the 5-year-old just showed him so much attention and he wasn't used to it, and she was really digging him. She's 5. What is wrong with you? So Mary says Jeannie, wants you to come clean about Summer, trying to get him to fess up. Well, he isn't doing it there, but he victim blames the 5-year-old. And that's what's most alarming, and that's why they're coming forward now. They're coming forward because they did it as soon as they found out Summer was missing. Because how old is Summer? 5. And, he also admits to taking showers with Summer. Like it's no big deal. And that she sleeps with him and Candace all the time, unless they're getting freaky. Let's hope they get her out of the bed while they're getting freaky. But he sees nothing wrong with it. And Jose claims that he stepped in and was like, you're not going to do that while I'm here. And he'd make Summer get out, put a little princess towel around her to get her out. He's a freak. Donnie is. I think we can all say that. So when the one person accused Don of maybe selling Summer for drugs, it may sound outlandish, but let me see who actually said this. I think it was Mary Hartman said that Don tried to sell Don Jr. for drugs, according to his ex-wife Pam. Pam had come over just crying. And, of course, she's a drug addict as well. Telling the family this. Not just Mary, but like the dad and the stepdad and the mom. Now, I'm only going to touch on some of these. But Rose Bly, who is Candace's sister, Grandis's daughter, went missing in 2009. Could have been the husband, but how weird to have 2 people in your family just vanish, go missing. Warren Harrer, Grandis's brother, went to jail for incest with a child. Incest with a child. Okay? First degree SA contact with a child under the age of 13. There was another time kids were staying over with a friend in 2003. That was a different set altogether. He'd been in a mental institution for SV behavior. People like that can't be fixed. You need to snip them or other things. Oh my gosh. Now, like I said, both he and Candace separately have had children taken away, and then the children they have together taken away. There's a guy named Dudley who's supposedly Don fired, who might be a suspect, but he might have information. In this history, supposedly Candace maybe has committed acts with children. We don't know. Don has been said to have been broken into places and stolen underwear. Again, this is all alleged. But he admits to showering with his kids, including Summer. Now, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, who's the sheriff in Hawkins County, His son has pled guilty to 4 counts of attempted aggravated SB battery. Can you... Wow. Like, even your law is shady. You know what I mean? So according to Mary, Don told his dad, her stepfather, that Candace may have put Summer in a septic tank. And he said that Candace was mean. Told that to his father. Now his father, who's going through dementia right now. Oh my gosh. And it keeps coming up about a red Toyota Tacoma. Now, Jose says in an interview that, Don used to have a red truck with a ladder rack and buckets. It was small. He used it for longer distances because it was more reliable than his white one. So when brought up, did he ever drive the Subaru? He's like, oh, no, not really. He goes, well, he drove it to work that day. And Jose was like, that's weird. So insanity. And there's just a list of characters that we're only scratching the surface of that are ne'er-do-wells. I mean, they're just not good folk. Drug dealers and meth heads and SOs, oh my, you know. It's insane. And again, when Chris McDonough went to go do a house visit of Candace, where he's got the camera and she's showing him around the place, down in the basement where her bedroom is, what's on TV? Girls Gone Wild. Chris has said it was Girls Gone Wild. It was on True TV. And this is, back in the day, back, I guess, before you could have cable or anything like that. Now, nowhere did I see that Don was home. Boys were nowhere to be seen. So you tell me Candace was the one watching Girls Gone Wild? I have a theory. It's a theory I don't think anyone's going to like. Again, just theory. Just my thoughts. Based on no fact. I'm not trying to... libel anyone or, I'm not trying to say anything false. This is just my observation. Has anyone ever thought that Candace might be a lesbian? I say that only because people always assume I'm a lesbian, and I'm not. She's quite butch. Quite butch. And I've never sat and watched Girls Gone Wild. Somebody had to be sitting there watching Girls Gone Wild. Or just the TV was on and it just happened to come on, which is possible. That would explain a lot of fighting between them. Would explain that they never wanted kids. She's using Don as a beard, so to speak. I just think there's so much going on with this family. A lot of SAing going on, a lot of DV going on, a lot of inappropriateness with children going on, a lot of pedos, it seems. A lot of pedos, as the British would say. So, all right, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop. As I find more, I might create more because I'm just like, oh my God, these people, yeah, there could have been a crazy person come up, but they would have had to have known the family because the dogs would have alarmed everybody. But, God, there's other things on the table now. Could Candace have done something because she was jealous of Don? Could Don have done something because he didn't want Summer saying something? Could he have sold her because they're drug addicts? We don't know. But none of it looks good. None of it looks good. None of it. I mean, she could have walked out and a bear got her, but that would have been almost the better outcome, sadly. So, sorry to bring you down. But if you enjoyed this, found this knowledgeable at all, please click on the like button, thumbs up. Click on subscribed. Click on the bell to get notified. I'm trying to grow this channel and make it a big and beautiful channel. So anything you could do would really help and would mean the world to me. So thank you and watch again.